excited to bring you our first incredible speaker. We have the Visibility and Wealth Business Coach, Miss Laura Tynan. Now, Laura is the founder of Message to Millions Academy. She's been recognized by the top financial future female leader by Yahoo, Financial Times. She's been part of the Finance as a Global Champion for Women in Business. She's also an international award-winning speaker and has shared her passion for empowering women to succeed to their highest potential on stages all across Europe. Guys and girls, please do give us a whoop whoop, give us a Laura, give us a ready to ripple in the comments. Let's bring her on stage, Miss Laura Tynan. Laura.
Hey, thank you so much, Sammy. It's so good to be here with you.
I'm so excited to bring you on. Well, now we're doing our husky thing right now.
Oh, we certainly are.
Our sexy husky business stuff is going on. Laura, I'm so excited to have you back because you came and you dropped into One Drop Movement a few weeks ago for your spotlight. But for those that didn't get a chance to see your spotlight yet, please do share with us all who you are and why you love doing what you do so much.
Oh my goodness. Well, Sammy, the session today, it's called Rewrite Your Story to Reclaim Your Power. And that truly has been my journey over the last 10 years. And now what I love to do to help other business owners to do the same for them. As an overview, my background, as you said, was very much rooted in corporate finance. I was passionate about personal development, high performance, success, understanding the mindset, and got to a very high level within the finance industry, working at board level. And what I began to see was that I was always the only woman in the room, and I knew something had to change. And yes, there's systemic issues, of course, but a bigger issue I was seeing was the story that we're telling ourselves and this inability to truly step into our power, to step up and claim the power that is ours, to claim the opportunities that exist. And so over the last 10 years, I've gone on an incredible journey, not only in developing my career within finance, but building businesses now where I support other business owners to actually reconnect with their true purpose, their true mission, so that they too can take back ownership of the power that exists within them, so they can fulfill their life mission, so they can make their own millions, impact millions, and really live out their life mission that they came here to do in the world.
And that is something that not everybody is brave enough to do. I mean, the fact that you took that opportunity to really go to that next level of yourself, was there any time that you experienced any fear? Did you question yourself? So many ripple makers, they question the idea, or they question themselves. Did you ever find that?
Oh, 100%. It's not just a fear that I see that has arisen within myself, but in so many people that I work with. They say one of the biggest fears of all human beings is to actually speak on stage. It's up there beyond even death, right? And it's because we come from this place of wanting to be accepted, right? We're pack mentality. We want to have this sense of belonging, be part of a tribe. And when we speak up and speak our truth, speak what's important to us, inherently that brings up a fear as well of what if other people judge me or don't like what I have to say, or become ostracized, or what if they're critical? What does that mean for me? So these fears that come up around, sharing your story, sharing your truth, reclaiming your power, they're not just mental, they're very much ingrained in our DNA, in historic times to keep us safe. So unless you're understanding, which is what I obviously take business owners through, the strategies and the mindset, the psychology around how you go about doing that, it's near impossible for people to really reach that stage as well. So if you are feeling those fears in doing that and sharing your message, in claiming your power and sharing your story, just know that you're not alone and that there are ways to move through that fear and actually achieve what it is that you truly want to do.
Beautiful. How many of you are resonating with this right now? Have you been through the same situation? And I think what's lovely about when you get to share your story, one of the most powerful things about it is that there's always something you can find as a lesson in someone else's story, isn't there? I'm hearing very much as you're speaking, I'm hearing a lot of myself and my own story in that. How many of you out there are also hearing that as well? I just want to do a shout out to some of our amazing Ripple makers that are joining in. Justin, hello, Justin. We've got Donna Riley in the house. We've got Yawande. Hey, Yawande. Jacqueline, excited here to learn. It is time that I get shit done, putting ideas into practice, reaching more women, serving more. Simon Wisdom's in the house. We've got lovely Simon joining us on stage this week. Yawande wants to be here to be inspired and support. She's here to learn. Sudishna, hello. Jane. Steffi, hello, and we've got lots of other Ripple makers that are joining in. We want to make sure that I don't miss you out, so come and say hi so we know you're here. Laura, for those that are going through that stage where there might be some questions, you know, today is all about owning your identity. And I certainly know for sure, like when I was working in corporate, in a big design agency, like everybody wore black pinstripe suits. So I wore a black pinstripe suit. Everybody went to the gym every morning before work. So I went to the gym every morning. We were all in this kind of little herd. And when I left that world and started for myself, started my own business in 2002, do you know, it was 2011 before I realized I didn't have to wear a fucking suit anymore. It's like, what the hell? I was like, have you ever seen that picture? I think I posted it in the One Drop group recently of that cat that's in the litter box and it's got no lid on it and it's still sat there like it's got to be there, or the elephant that still thinks it's tied to the post. It's crazy. And yet we have this ability to really step into our power and own ourselves. And we get to choose to do that sooner rather than later if we want to. So how do we rewrite our story if we really want to reclaim our power and really step into the truth of who we are?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's so many people, as I can see in the comments, that are actually like resonating with what you say there. And, you know, the reason I'm so passionate about rewriting your story is that it takes two forms. And to give an example, like when I left corporate, I was just after starting my business and I saw an opportunity to come up to speak at Forbes under 30. And my old mentality was like, oh my God, in a couple of years when I'm a successful business owner, I would love that opportunity to speak about women in business, women in entrepreneurship. And only knowing what I know, I had to catch that narrative, catch myself in that bullshit thinking, and actually call myself out and say, well, why not you now? Like, you have a message, you have a lot of value you can add to people. So why not you step up and share your story? And it was only by putting myself forward that I got to stand on a stage. And the amount of people that came up afterwards being like, oh, I really resonated with what you said and thank you. And so often, and I'm sure there's so many of you that can resonate with this, is that we are the ones that are getting in our own way. It's not anybody else, it's us. And it comes back to the story that we're telling ourselves, to the identity that we're attached to those beliefs that we're believing, even though so often they're false, they're made up. And so it's really time to rewrite the story. And so when I talk about rewriting your story, there's two parts, as I mentioned. There's rewriting the story that you tell the world. You know, when you speak on stage, how you deliver your story, when you're in conversations and people ask, how are you doing? How's business? What do you do? What does that story look like? And then there's rewriting the story that we tell ourselves, which is oftentimes even more important and more powerful and more crucial even to nail and to master and become aware of first. So in terms of first steps, like how do we go about doing that? The thing I would invite everyone here today at RippleFest is step one, become aware of the story you're telling yourself. Now, I'm sure
just before you go into that, become aware of the story you're telling yourself. Guys and girls, as Laura delivers this activity for you, come on, I want active participation, no shirking. I don't want any lurkers around here. So come on, get in the chat, and any question that Laura asks, just copy it down. Even if other people are doing it as well, just write it down, because as you type it into the comments, it's all going in. It's going in for yourself. Someone might forget to type it in, so you're actually helping someone else as well if you type it in on the way. Laura, give us that question again, because it was so juicy.
Yeah, exactly. And definitely like write in the comments as well what's coming up for you, because I'm sure we can all learn from each other. You can all learn from each other here. But it is, what is that story that you're telling yourself? And if you're struggling to answer that, just ask yourself, well, what is something that I really want to achieve? What is a big goal I'm aiming for? What do I have pinned on my vision board right now? And when I think about that, what is the first thought that comes to my mind? Because so often that's the hidden story that is running in the background, that is running in the back of our mind, that we're not actually even aware that's being programmed. So if you want to make 1 million, if you want to impact 1 million, if you want to speak on stages, every time you think about that goal, that vision, what's the first narrative that comes into your mind? Is it absolutely, I've been incarnated into this world as this unique soul with these unique gifts and talents. Of course, I can go and fulfill the dream. It wouldn't have been given to me otherwise. Or more likely is, oh, well, who wants to listen to me? Or it might be possible for other people, but not me. Because so often we over-exaggerate what we think other people can do and underestimate our own abilities. And I think that's actually so important for people to take note of. And if you have a journal nearby, is to write that one down. Is that so often we overestimate or over-exaggerate what other people we think they can do, but we underestimate what we can do ourselves. So why not you? And so really step one, Sammy, and for everyone here at RippleFEST, it's awareness. Like, what is that inner dialogue? And it can be as simple as every time that thought comes up, to catch it in the moment and to say, no, that's not the thought I want to carry anymore. That's not the story I want to take into my life. I'm reclaiming my power in this moment, and I'm choosing to tell a different story. Is that making sense?
It makes complete sense. And I'd love everybody to put a hashtag underneath this video in the Facebook group. Guys and girls, I know we've got some of you that are backstage. Remember, you can post all you like in this chat, but make sure you're also commenting in the Facebook chat so we can keep all the comments in one go. So here's the thing. I want each of you to give us a hashtag, why not me? As Laura just said, why not you?
Damn
why
right.
Not oh, you could have that as well. Hashtag damn right. Right. Because we were actually talking about this on the Ripple Makers Mastermind this morning. It's, we dim our light so often for fear that we're actually going to take the light from someone else, or that we might drown them. We might overshadow them with our light, drowning them out. And so we then dim ourselves so that we don't do things at the cost of others, but actually then we do it at the cost of ourselves and all the people that we serve. So Laura, if anybody's wanting to take this further with you and they want to find out more about you, what's the best way for them to continue this process with you?
Absolutely. And I also just want to highlight what you said, Sammy, because you're so right. There is this narrative and this lie that has persisted that we dim our own light around others. And I see this so often with the women I work with, but actually it's by stepping into our light, stepping into our truth and having the courage to share that we give so many others the permission and the encouragement to do the same. So when we can step into our own spotlight, we can truly illuminate everyone else to do the same. So let's just shift that whole belief and that whole narrative around that. So for anyone that wants to find out more about actually how do we truly go about doing this, shifting your internal narrative to achieve what you want, and then of course rewriting your external story too, I can share a link with you, Sammy, on a free training that I've created, a free guide that people can go access and download, and they can get started into that now. It comes with step-by-step questions, practical insights, so it's really amazing.
Amazing. All right. Well, Laura, I'm so sorry. I want to be like digging into this so deep all night, but we're going to have to get you back and do a proper session, I think. I want to give everybody a little taster of all the things that you're just so brilliant at. Well, Laura's going to give me the link, so I'll make sure that you all have that in the replay. And Laura, if you've got that link to hand, once you go off stage, if you want to go and put that into the comments in the One Drop Movement group under this video, so that we keep everything together in one thread, that'll be amazing. Guys and girls, I want to know what are you taking away from what Laura has delivered this evening? We've got lots of things coming up in the chat. I love it. We've got hashtag why not me, hashtag damn right. Yeah. Damn right. Absolutely awesome. Well, Laura, thank you so much for dropping in with us at One Drop Movement today. We can't wait to continue following your journey, and I'll look forward to downloading your download and going through that myself.
Amazing, Sammy, and thank you for creating this RippleFEST, this ripple movement of such positive change around the world. Much appreciated.
You are so, so welcome. Individually, we're one drop, but together we're the ocean, right? We can achieve so much more when we collaborate rather than compete. So guys and girls, give it up for the amazing Laura.